Hi, I'm Bill Woodard, and we're at the Carthage Junction Depot, and I want to welcome you to the very cold January edition of the Smith County Chamber Corner. Well, as usual, it's cold in January, but the Drug Prevention Coalition goes on, right?
Yes, sir. It
It
does.
sure does. Okay,
Yes, sir.
introduce yourself. Tell them who you're with.
My name is Preston London, and I'm with the Smith County Drug Prevention Coalition. I'm the youth engagement coordinator down there, and the coordinator of Thrive Youth Coalition. Whole bunch of a whole bunch of words
Yeah.
on all that.
Well, we appreciate what you guys do, and in coordination with the school, then you do programs in the school, right?
Yeah, yes, we do. We teach life skills out in the elementary and middle schools down there. This upcoming semester, we're going to be teaching in Smith County Middle. The Youth Coalition actually has a club in Gordonsville High School. Called the exact same thing, Thrive Youth Coalition. Meet the second Tuesdays of every month. We've gone and we've done Red Ribbon Week down there, and we handed out a bunch of goodie bags for Halloween, and we also went and did stuff for Christmas. We handed out a bunch of candy canes with great messages on them for drug prevention. So it's a great place to get involved, and it's all honestly, we had a great time. We really did.
Yeah. Well, and it's good to get these kids the message that there are other things besides getting involved in things like that. Drug Prevention Coalition. I don't know if you have any numbers that you remember, but like it maybe in the state or in the county or something like that. Where do we stand? Do you know?
I don't know personally. I know that I believe I know tendencies is that within smaller counties, the drug usage and alcohol usage are where you would think a smaller county there would be fewer people doing it, but
Right.
really we're maintaining with just the larger cities. It's not as public as it is in the larger cities.
Okay, so what you're saying is it's a problem that kind of crosses all boundaries, and
Absolutely.
that's why it's good to have folks like yourself out there, kind
Absolutely.
of letting people know what they can do to not be involved in this.
Yes, sir.
Well, and alcohol use. I was listening to the radio the other day, and it was just talking about simply about alcohol use, and it said that they haven't had any label changes on warnings as far as since 1980 or something like that, and that they're looking at legislation to show that what it will do to you and how dangerous it is. So I think people are more aware than they used to be of
Absolutely.
what the damage it can do.
Yeah, and I know that when we went on vacation, we were at I don't remember where exactly we were when I seen this, but they have, like, for instance, when you go to the gas station now, you have those warning signs that say tobacco, nicotine can cause cancer and stuff, and that was on every cigarette box that was distributed out. And that's something that I believe would be a great resource to have as far as alcohol, with those products having those warning labels on there.
Well, that was exactly what this radio program was about, and they were legislation to have it put on alcohol that it does cause cancer.
Yeah,
And I
absolutely.
didn't actually realize that. I didn't know that was one of the things that happened with it. Anyway, getting back to the schools, and I know we're in January, and school is just starting the last, I guess, school year,
Yeah,
until
absolutely.
the spring. So you guys, you got your programs going on. You said you're in Carthage Elementary, and you got some things in the high school and both high schools,
Yeah,
right?
we got some stuff, particularly where I focus at. So I'm gonna speak more towards the high school part of it. We've got some events coming up. For instance, we have our Valentine's skating rink. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it's gonna be on February 10th. It's gonna be at I believe it's the event center, or you can go on. I know in Apple Maps, if you have maps, it's called Happy J Skating Rink. We're going to have it there at 4 o'clock to about 7 o'clock. We're going to have fun. We're going to have games. Food will be provided. It's all free. All we need is people to show up and be there. It's going to be a great time. We've got me and our intern that we've got with the Drug Coalition. We've been powering out, planning it out. We've got a whole bunch of stuff planned, and I'm really excited to have this event pop up and to have people, experience that the joy of community.
Right. Right. Well, and Happy J, it's over on Highway 25, and it's been a staple in the community for many years. Absolutely. And anybody can rent it, but they've got that skating rink that's just killer, and then they've got the music and the lights. So they got a lot of good things going on there that you can really enjoy.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, if you get a chance, or if you know somebody, in what age group are you aiming this for?
This is open for anybody, 6th grade through 12th grade. Parents, if they want to come, they can come and they can be a part of it. They genuinely, it's just one of those things. We have a specific age group, but if you want to come and be a part, come and be a part. We're not going to turn you down and say no. So
okay. Well, if they want to get more information about this, how do they find that out?
Yeah, you can find this out. We're about to make a post about this on our Facebook page at Thrive Youth Coalition. On Facebook, you can go to the Drug Prevention Coalition's Facebook page. You can go and come to the office, and we can talk to you there. You can call the number, which is on this thing. It's a 615-588 1622, and we'll answer the phone and answer any questions you need. But as I said, best way of communication would probably be Facebook for me, so I can go and directly contact you and give you the information you need.
Okay. Well, Preston, thank you for coming by, and I'm sure folks will attend this. It sounds exciting.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Bill.
Well, it's that time of year again. Mary, you're going to be talking about Valentine's Day, aren't you?
Yes. So every year, our Family and Community Education Clubs, or FCE, come together. We have about 7 in the county. They come together to hold an event called the Chocolate Extravaganza, and that's held on Valentine's Day if it's during the week. So it is this week or this year, and they are going to have it probably about 10 till sold out, is what they usually do. But it's $5 a box, and they have 12 dozen homemade chocolate goodies. So that's always a good Valentine's Day gift that you can get your sweetheart. And it benefits FCE projects in the community, as well as this year they chosen to half of the proceeds go to the Heritage Museum. So it all stays local in the community, and the FCE does different projects. So each club has their own personality and their own projects that they work with, whether it be the foster, benefiting the foster children, or the Pregnancy Help Center. They all benefit worthwhile causes.
Well, and I know I mention this every time, but they do the decorations of the flowers in front of the courthouse. The FCE is into a lot of things in the county, but this chocolate extravaganza, I know I get a couple of boxes every year, and I really enjoy those.
Yes, well, it's a really good deal when you think about it. 12 dozen chocolate goodies that are homemade, so they're a variety of things, cookies, brownies. I personally like chocolate-covered strawberries, so that's my favorite, but a little bit of mixture of specialty candies, cookies, and different things. So at the store, you probably can get a dozen of that, but not homemade. So.
Yeah. Well, and on the chocolate-covered strawberries, I'm afraid they won't stay fresh long enough, so I usually eat them.
That's a good idea.
Anyway, okay, Mary. Well, thank you. I think that was your big announcement is the chocolate extravaganza, right?
Yes.
All right. Well, thanks for coming by.
Thanks for having us, Bill.
All right. UT Extension is here in force, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Introduce yourself. Tell them who you are.
Name is Susanna Klaus, and I'm one of the 4-H agents here in Smith County, working with Miss Rachel and all the other great extension agents we have.
Oh, yeah. Hey, they're a great bunch of people over there.
Yes.
And you guys, your office is still new, right?
Yes, it is new.
On Highway 70 in South Carthage.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you guys are over there, and I'm sure you're enjoying the new offices.
Yes, it's very, very nice. Glad to have lots of extra space.
Well, and you got an exciting thing you want to talk about. Explain that to me. I'm not sure I heard right.
Yes. So next weekend, we have a group going to be heading out and going to Lebanon, to Cumberland University, to compete in our hippology contest for the regional. So everywhere in Middle Tennessee. So they learn different types of breeds of horses, the parts of a horse, the structure, and they're quizzed on that, and they just learn all those different parts of a horse.
Oh,
And so
okay.
they're going down to compete in that. We have 6 students going down.
Boy, that fits in right around here because there's a lot of people that have horses here in the what is it, equestrian
Yes.
arts is something that people enjoy around here.
Yes, we do have quite a few equestrian
Events,
lovers and events in this area.
Well, now is this? I know quarter horses are the ones that I hear people talk about, but there's a lot of different breeds of horses, right?
Yes, there is a lot of different breeds and types of horses. There's walking horses, which is very big in Tennessee. And then there's lots of different types of horses and ways that they are ridden. And this kind of covers a lot of those different types of horses, and then as well as breeds, and they learn the coloring and kind of everything general, just knowledge-wise of horses.
Well, and what's amazing to me is that they go all the way from the little miniatures to the Clydesdales, which
Yes.
are very large horses. So it's pretty interesting. So hippology, it's called, and
Hippology.
it's a judging contest.
Yes. So they'll go in. We have some that will be competing as an individual, and then we have one group of kids that'll be competing as a team, just depending on how many we have per age group. So we were able to make a team this year, but they'll go in, they'll compete, take some tests, they'll look at photos, they'll just have general questions, they'll answer those, and then they will compete against other students in Middle Tennessee.
Well, that's interesting. And you never know when you're with a group of kids like this who might take something like this and run with it and make a career out of it.
Yes,
You know,
exactly.
it might that light bulb go off and they really decide that this is what I want to do. So
Yes.
it's great that you're out there working with them.
Yes. Judging teams are awesome for that. I know a lot of people who have tried different judging teams, and they have found their passion and what they love to do and have continued on to do that for a career.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming by and
Thank
really
you.
appreciate you being around. I think you've only been here a couple of months, right?
Yes, started the middle of October.
Okay. So,
Getting in there, finally getting in the groove.
oh, yeah, well, you're almost an old hand now after that many months. So, all right. Well, thank you, Suzanne.
Thank you for having us.
Once again, UT Extension is here. Rachel, tell them about yourself.
I'm Rachel Petty. I am one of the 4-H agents in the UT Extension office in Smith County.
Okay, and I know 4-H is your passion since you were in school. So what's going on with 4-H? I know it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, so the spring is a really busy time in the 4-H world. I kind of joke that you could say that about any time. We have lots going on always, but things do gear up in the spring. So January and December really are kind of planning months for us, but I've spent a lot of time kind of getting dates on the calendar, looking ahead to the spring. So we are about to start in February our archery group. That's one of the biggest events that we do every year in 4-H. We've got, or in the past, had about 60 kids that shoot archery with us after school. That's really good for them. It gives them some physical activity, really good for their self-confidence to learn to shoot that bow. And the ones that do it year after year can see that marked improvement. And really gives them that self-esteem boost. They have a lot of fun with their friends. We've got a great team of volunteer coaches. There's about 7 coaches, community members. Of course, Susanna and I will help out with the archery group as well, but it takes a lot of people to make that happen. And we do have a lot of people that just give their time because they love working with the kids. So we are thankful for them. So looking forward to getting that archery group started. Always around Valentine's Day is when we start practices. I think it's earlier in that week. I'd have to look at my calendar to be sure. And then we've also got our livestock and meat judging groups getting started. Another team that we have a volunteer coach for, Miss Kayla Harville. Her kids are super involved, super smart. They do everything we do in 4-H. So Kayla coaches our team, and those kids learn about all the different species of livestock. They're talking about the different industries, if we're looking at them. grading them if they're breeding animals or if we're looking for who has the best muscle that's going to make the best meat. So they're learning about the livestock industry and how that kind of fits in, how the food gets on their plate, and also making those good critical thinking, decision-making skills that are going to benefit them for whatever they choose to do in their life.
Okay, well, remind me, and I'm sure probably out there everybody knows, but what are your age groups where they start and they, of course, top out?
Yes, so we start 4-H programming in the 4th grade. So anybody 4th grade and up can join us, and we do have programming all the way to 12th grade. So 4th through 12th grade is the age group that we primarily work with.
Okay. And I know when they get to be seniors, is there anything in college like 4-H?
So some of the local universities, I think Tennessee Tech has recently gotten a group kind of started back. Some of our recent young alumni there have a collegiate 4-H and FFA group, and so does UT Knoxville, and I'm sure a lot of other colleges, but we do have some young alumni involved in that collegiate group at Tennessee Tech, and then also coming back and reinvesting in our program. So it can go beyond just a high school. There are plenty of ways that those older students, even if they love it, they can get plugged back in. And we do have a couple, like I said, that have come back, and that looks great on their resumes. And they're able to use those skills and kind of give back to the program. So we always like to see that.
Well, and it's an enduring program because I can attest to the fact that in the mid 50s to late 50s, 4-H agents were coming and we were doing programs. Mm-hmm. So it's amazing to me that you've got something that's been able to go on that long. I'm not sure about the age you might know, but that's a long program.
Yeah, so we definitely have a long and storied history, and I think one of the cool things about 4-H is that it has been able to adapt kind of to the changing times. You know, started, I've heard a million 4-H speeches, you know, started as the corn and tomato growing club years ago, and then has adapted with the times. I know Smith County, we are blessed to still be a rural county. You know, kids drive by, they see cattle, they're maybe, hopefully, a little more connected about where their food comes from and where agriculture is, and the importance of the farmers in our community. But there are a lot of urban counties in Tennessee where 4-H agents, their jobs look a little different maybe than mine and Susanna's job here, but we're still kind of have agriculture as that touchstone of our programming, but that is really just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much cool stuff happening with STEM and robotics, engineering, the arts, so tons of different things that kids can get involved in through 4-H.
Well, and at the end of the day, the whole purpose is to enhance the education that they're getting in the schools and give them something outside the classroom.
Absolutely. And hopefully, you know, those foundational life skills that they're going to use regardless of what projects or programs that they're participating in, we're hopeful that they'll grow up to be productive adults in society and use those skills that we teach them in 4-H.
Okay. Well, Rachel, I think we've about covered everything. Is that right?
I think so.
Okay. But we have a young man that we really appreciate a lot. You want to introduce him?
Yes, so always impressive, always busy. Gabe is, at the time of this chamber taping, filming in Denver, Colorado at Western National 4-H Roundup. He is about to compete in the extemporaneous public speaking category. He was actually the winner last year of the prepared public speaking at the national level for 4-H. And Gabe always does a great job sharing what he's got going on, sharing his 4-H project work with us. So coming up next is In the Wild with Gabe Harville.
Hello everyone, I'm Gabe Harville and welcome back to another episode of In the Wild. During the winter months, my mama likes me to go out into the woods and collect things she can use to decorate her planters. So in this episode, I hope to show you all some items you can collect to spruce up your home for the Christmas season. As many of you know, this is Eastern Red Cedar, our state's most abundant evergreen tree. Not only do small specimens make excellent Christmas trees, but the trees and branches will provide your home with a delightful cedary scent throughout the holiday season. This tree also provides food and shelter for a host of animal species. Everything from insects to deer will take shelter under its overhanging branches, and female eastern red cedars produce small, blue berries that feed small rodents and songbirds during harsh winter months. These are holly trees. Often planted as an ornamental, the glossy green foliage and red berries that last well into wintertime make them natural Christmas decorations. If you've ever come into contact with holly, you know you have to look out for spines on the leaf margins. When deer browse holly leaves, they grow back with extra spines, ensuring protection of the future leaves. Painful, but beautiful. This is American beautyberry. It can grow up to 9 feet tall under favorable conditions, and it produces bright purple berries that feed many species of mammals and birds during wintertime. The berries are also edible for humans. It's not necessarily a plant I would use for Christmas decoration, but since I came across it, I thought I would share some information with you all about it. If you're looking for something to plant around your house, this native shrub is an excellent one to choose. This is Arbor Vitae, otherwise known as northern white cedar. While its natural range is limited in Tennessee, it is widely planted in hedgerows and other aesthetic features. Like eastern red cedar, this tree has scaled greenery, as opposed to the needles of hemlocks, pines, firs, and spruces. The fan-like boughs and vibrant green color of this species make it an excellent candidate for your next Christmas tree. This is a loblolly pine, one of Tennessee's 6 pine species. Loblollies are found naturally in the southern portion of our state, but since they are widely used as pulpwood and readily seed into open areas, they've become naturalized in many other places as well. My guess is that a migrating bird dropped this seed here, allowing it to sprout up on the ridge. Just like their cousin the cedar, loblollies stay green all year round, making them a great addition to any Christmas decoration display. During this festive time of year, nothing embodies the love that we share for family and friends quite like mistletoe. And I'm about to shoot some out of this tree. Fire away! Talk about ending an episode on a bang. I hope you all enjoyed this episode, and I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And in 2025, I hope to see you in the wild. Happy holidays.
Three up top.
During this festive time of year, nothing embodies the love that we share for family and friends quite like a mistletoe. And I'm about to shoot some out of this tree. Fire away! Oh, safety's off. And I'm about to shoot some out of this tree. Restart. I was supposed to make it. This is a loblolly pine sampling. One of 10 sampling. Good night. We're gonna have to restart.
Well, hey, it's always wonderful to see this young lady. She has come by to tell us about something that's going on. Melissa, would you introduce yourself?
Certainly. Hi, I'm Melissa Abear. I'm one of the owners of Nobel's in Carthage, and we have a special event coming up. We have luckily been selected as one of the qualifying venues for the Tennessee Songwriter Week. And what that is we will have a singer-songwriter competition on February 1st, and 2 winners from Nobel's get to compete at the regionals, which will be held March 1st in Franklin at the Franklin Theater. And the winners from there get to compete with the other locations across Tennessee. I think there are a total of 4 at the Bluebird Cafe. So there is a very good chance that somebody from Smith County that's from Nobel's will actually get to sing at Bluebird Cafe.
Yeah, and this is a wonderful thing. They've been doing this for a couple of years now, and it's really popular. And there are a lot of artists that I think, come from this. And playing at the Bluebird is a big deal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Only 2 steps that you have to go through basically to win. And you don't even have to win. You can come in second place and you still get a chance to perform at the Bluebird Cafe.
Okay, well, now I'm going to put the poster down for just a sec, and we're going to let you talk about your other passion, Nobel's. That is a wonderful restaurant. I've had some great meals there. Why don't you tell them a little bit about that?
Yes. So we are open 7 days a week, 11 a.m. until 9 p.m. And we're serving lunch and dinner. We have a good selection of appetizers, salads, burgers, pizzas, pasta. We are about to expand our menu. We have a lot of new options coming out. And then we hope we've been saying it for a while, but we really hope this time within the next month or two that we're actually going to be opening earlier and serving breakfast as well.
Oh, man, that'll be big in town here because breakfast is a wonderful meal.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad you guys are doing that. So Nobel's is on Main Street in Carthage, if you haven't noticed it, and it is a wonderful restaurant. And the big deal is the Tennessee Songwriters.
Tennessee Songwriters Week, our qualifying round is February 1st. You can sign up by going to our website, which is nobelstn.com. Select the Songwriters option, enter your information. It will send you an email, and you do have to respond back to that email to confirm yourself as an entrant, as a participant. And we do have opening spots remaining. Some of the other venues that have been doing this for years said they fill up quickly. So there could be some people from outside regions that are coming in. So we'd like to give a chance for enough of our Smith County folks that are interested to go ahead and get signed up before it gets filled up.
Well, and this is a good opportunity for you. If you're out there and you've been a songwriter for years, but you're in the closet, so to speak, you can come out to a local crowd and get some support and present your material. So I think it'd be a good place for a beginning songwriter to sign up, don't you?
And even if you're just in the mood to hear some good music, it's a great night to come out, have some dinner, and listen to some great local talent.
Yeah, and I can definitely attest. We've been able to have a couple of groups there, and the pizza is great. So, folks, go out and eat at Nobel's.
February 1st. Thank you.
We have the privilege of, well, Don, I know you real well, but you go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell them who you're with.
Well, I'm Don Knappel, and I work with The Spot with Miss Barbara, and it's a great place for kids to come and just be kids.
Well, but there's other programs too, and that's one of the things that Barbara and I talked about to get you to come over here. Let's start with the kids. You teach music and you help with The Spot. What do you do with the kids as far as music goes?
Well, with the music, we basically what we're looking for is to find the spark. You know, all kids have got some kind of spark. Maybe it's art, maybe it's music, but the thing is that to them to get an opportunity to try an instrument, you know, and take some very, very basic lessons. What we work with is just them learning how to have fun on that instrument and to sit down and, you know, whatever level that they start with. We have them started where they don't know anything. We have some that come in, have played a little bit, and then we've got others that I've had now 3 or 4 years that will go with me to the nursing homes, you know, and stuff like that. So, it allows them to find out that there's a lot of good stuff out there and they can be a part of it.
Well, exactly. And it doesn't need to be a chore. It needs to be something that they enjoy, and then they can carry that with them basically their whole life.
Yes.
And that's one of the things. And you've got instruments there that they can use. They can walk into your place, basically just them, and you've got the things there to be able to help them, right?
We have been so blessed to have so many instruments donated. I had a lady come in and said, "This has been underneath in the back of my closet for forever." I said, "Can you use it?" Yes. And the very next day, there was a young man that came in that needed a guitar. Well, there it was, you know. And that's the way we've been able to have all kinds of things donated through The Spot, and we sure appreciate it.
Yeah, and that's not what this segment's about. But if you do have an instrument that's been in the closet or under the bed gathering dust and you'd like to see somebody use it, you can contact Don and you can make sure it gets another life, so to speak. And I think that's a wonderful thing. Also, not just kids, though, but you also have adult groups, right?
We have adult groups. I work with senior center over in South Carthage with Miss Jan Johnson, and we have the ukuleles.
Yeah.
And they're all probably our age, and a lot of them just starting because they've raised kids, they had families and stuff, and all of a sudden they got some time on their hands and they have a chance to do something with it. And so and once again we have fun, but we take them over to the pavilion and for the assisted living, and we put them on a show about once a month. And what we get with Miss Lisa over there, and it's amazing how much fun, and those old songs stir up some good memories.
Oh yeah,
and that's what it's all about.
Well, and I know these guys are really good. I've seen them perform. One of the better performances I've seen, and it was at your birthday party. And we don't want to bring up how old you are, but you had two groups there. You had the ukuleles there, and River City Dreaming was there, and those guys, man, they do a good job.
They do. We're blessed, once again, blessed with just people coming in wanting to not just do music, but do music with a purpose. Mm-hmm. And that's what we're trying to do with it. A lot of the songs, it's not so much that we just love the old songs. We like them because songs are like keys. They unlock the archive sometimes of memories. And that's sometimes what folks need is to bring some of them good old memories back a little bit.
Well, exactly. And I don't know about anybody else, but music's always been the pleasant part of my life and the things that I remember pleasantly, and music was involved in that. So that's a wonderful thing that you're doing there. If somebody wanted to get involved in this or find out more about it, how do they get in touch with you?
Well, they can come by the spot, which is on Ward Avenue, or they could give us a call at it's 615-489-5900. And that's Miss Barbara's number, and she's always
available to answer.
Yeah.
Well, and you guys, Ward Avenue, if you don't know where it is, you just come off of Main Street and you turn right just before you get to Citizens Bank on your left there. And it's just down the street there.
The old gazebo where the old church used to be, it's just right down the hill there.
Yeah, and that's a wonderful work that you guys do. And I really appreciate you being involved in the community. Barbara actually received an award here. Yes. And since she's not here, we can talk about her a little bit. But she received an award from UCDD about her community involvement. And I'll tell you, I think Barbara is a wonderful lady, and I really appreciate the things that she's done for this community. I think it's wonderful. And I know you do too.
To excuse the expression, sometimes she just blows my mind.
Yeah. So we can, Barbara, we appreciate you. All right. Well, Don, I guess that's it. Appreciate you coming by.
Enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. At the depot, and you are the curator for the Carthage Junction Depot. I'm giving you a name that you mentioned.
That's perfect.
Yeah, there you go. The curator for here. And so we want to talk about it, but introduce yourself. Tell them who you're with.
I'm Jenny Peniel, and I'm a school teacher. I teach art for 3 of the county schools, and then I also organize art events here at the depot. Okay,
and we've been doing that for some time now.
Yes, several years now.
Yeah, and I know you try to do what, one a month?
We do one a month, yes.
Yeah, and
every now and then an extra one in there.
Okay, so and of course, really, it's heated and cooled in here, so it doesn't really matter what the weather is outside. You can have them about any time you want to. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I know they've been going real well. Well, tell us about the depot and the art that we have here.
It moved several times, and then the final move was through, and the renovations were through arts grants, and because of those art grants, part of the use has to be dedicated to the arts, and that's where I stepped in to help, and we've been providing art events here since it's been renovated and completed. Well,
and just to let people know, because they probably don't know, the Carthage Junction Depot was sitting where KFC is now in Gordonsville, and we were able to acquire a $50,000 grant from the 3-Star program. Tennessee 3-Star program, and we were able to move it over here, and then we started doing the renovations, and then we got another grant from them. Some things I need to, I don't think it'd be out of line for me to mention this, but Mr. John Leftwich Sr., he made a large donation to this because he believed in the project. A very large donation. And then Rackley Roofing came in, and they literally took the roof off And then when we got it set here, they put the roof back on. And so it's been a community effort for a long time, and continues to be, because that you're exactly right. It was put here so that arts could be enhanced in the county.
And volunteers, blood, sweat, and tears.
Oh, yeah. Literally.
Right. Helping to fix this place up. And it is a beautiful building, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity to help put on arts events here. We're centrally located in the county, so we're easy to find. We're right next to the Crump Harris Park, so easy to find. And like you said, once a month we do have events here right now, hoping to expand that in the future.
Yeah.
And we'll see where it goes. But we just finished completing the calendar for the new year, so we have that posted on the Carthage Junction Depot Facebook page, so you can see all of the events on the events tab. Also, I wanted to tell you about a few things that are upcoming, because the deadlines are pretty quick now. January 18th, we have a wonderful exhibit by a painter and printmaker who is a professor at Tennessee Tech, Perry Johnson. Very excited to show his work on the 18th of January. All of our events are just one-day events, so it'll just be Saturday from 10 to 4, so I hope you'll make it to see the show. Many times the people who are showing will have their work for sale, and I'm not sure how much of his will be offered for sale, but it's a wonderful opportunity to see some world-class artist work and to bring a piece home for yourself. In addition to Perry Johnson's work, we also have a small space, kind of a gift shop space that has a sampling of work from local artists here all the time. And we also have a small railroad museum in the front room.
Yeah, well, and if you want to see some of the art, we're open 5 days a week, and we're open from like 8 to 4 at the chamber. And a lot of the art, we've purchased some of it and hung it on the walls there, because we're very proud of the folks that we have here and the talent that they have.
And one of the things I love about having shows here is the more shows that we have, the more talent we discover. And there are a lot of people who are creators. They make all kinds of things and have all kinds of talents, but they're not showy people. A lot of folks just prefer to keep to themselves. But we're kind of pulling them out of the woodwork and featuring their talents in the county, and it's wonderful.
Yeah, and there's a lot more local artists here than I even realized.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And they keep moving in. So another great thing is the people who've been here to visit, new residents, and just people who are passing through, get a chance to see a little bit about our county and the people who live here, and that's wonderful.
Yeah. Well, tourism, I've got figures on it, but you would be astonished at the amount of money that Little Smith County brings in through tourism. It is an amazing thing, and this is one of the pieces of that.
And one of the things that also brings a lot of people in is the fair, the Smith County Fair. And February 1st is the deadline for the Smith County Fair Art Contest. Oh. Now, what that is, they've partnered with the depot to help find a Smith County artist to create the cover for the program. So we're having a call for any artist who would like to create a piece of art that would fit on the program cover to enter that by February 1st. And the guidelines for that and more information for that can be found on the Depot Facebook page as well.
That's a wonderful opportunity for a young artist here.
Absolutely, young or old.
Or old.
Yeah. And one last thing that I want to tell you about that's happening pretty quickly is our pet portrait show, which is going to happen on February 15th. That's an open call for artists. So if you are a person who makes paintings, drawings, sculpture, whatever, that's around a pet theme, we are looking for you. So if you'd like to enter a piece of artwork for this exhibit, our space is small, so the number of pieces, it needs to be limited, but we'll try to fit as many artworks as we can into the show. It'll be an exciting event. It'll be really fun.
Well, and we're basically standing in the gallery right now, and one thing that I will point out, the lighting here is made to where it can pinpoint and exhibit your pieces, and you've got enough room to be able to walk around, and it's a good little space. This originally was the, I guess you'd call it the storage area and the receiving area for the old junction or the depot. And standing here, I don't know if you can catch that faint smell of creosote.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and it's faint. It's not something overpowering. But when we were remodeling, that was one of the things we wanted to leave. Is these? I think they're 10 by 10s or 12 by 12, 10 by 10s, and they're square and they're fully creosoted, and they of course coated over that.
And this gallery space is one of the only spaces left with the rough cut boards too. It's really nice.
Yeah, and of course the rest of it is nice too. But and we even have a time capsule back here that can be open someday. Okay, Carthage Junction Depot. Anything else we need to tell about that?
Other than that, those events, which is quite a bit. Upcoming, we'll also have the Empty Bowls charity event, and that's partnered with Gordonsville High School Art Department. And I'll have something posted on the depot page about that, where the community is invited to make pottery bowls with us for a small fee, and the money that we make from people making bowls goes to fill someone else's bowl by donating that money to a local food bank.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So that's kind of a partnership with the depot and the schools and the wider community.
Okay, well,
so keep an eye out for that.
That is wonderful. A lot of good things going on here at the Carthage Junction Depot. If they want to find out more about it, now, of course, you can contact the Chamber of Commerce, 615-735-2093, or you can look on our Facebook page. Are there other avenues that they can contact you guys?
You can email me through caneyforkcreative@gmail.com, or you can contact the Carthage Junction Depot through Facebook Messenger.
Okay. So there's a lot of ways you can get involved in this. And so if you're an artist out there, young or old, and you've got some things that you'd like to, let people see, this would be a great place to exhibit, don't you think?
Absolutely.
I do.
And lots of opportunity to do so. So give us a holler.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we hope you enjoyed the January edition of the Smith County Chamber Corner. I just wanted to say a couple of things before we left. We've got a Second Harvest Food Bank drive, and that's a collaboration. It's not just Second Harvest. It's local churches. It's the Smith County Chamber of Commerce. It's the Smith County government. It's the Sheriff's Department. It's so many people that are involved in this, and they are distributing food. And we've got January the 8th, which will have passed by the airing of this, and January the 22nd at 10 a.m. We've got food drive giveaways that are happening at the Ag Center. So if you know somebody that needs some food or they're struggling, then please ask them to come over. But I wanted to take this opportunity. We've received some wonderful donations from some of the local churches here. And if you want to donate to this is a wonderful thing. It helps a lot of people. We've been doing it for almost 17 years now. It's been on for that long, and we've been helping people here in the county. And we really appreciate those churches that find it in their heart to donate to this wonderful program. It helps so many people. So thank you very much. May God bless you. And I guess we'll see you in February.